Hello, everybody here in the Creative Marketing 101 Facebook group. With me today, I'm very excited to introduce Dorien Morin, and she's a social media consultant. She lives in Myrtle Beach in South Carolina. Hi, Dorien, and welcome.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for having me. I'm very excited to be here with Nora tonight. I guess it's morning for you, but it's evening for me.
Yeah, exactly. You know, all this time zone differences. And Dorien, I've asked Dorien to come on because I wanted her to give us some information about Video 101. Basically, how to get started with video. 2017 has been predicted and is, I think, already the year of the video. You know, Facebook Live's doing really well. People are killing it on YouTube. So you guys wanted to know about video. So Dorien, I wanted to get you started and ask, how does one get started with video?
Well, the biggest obstacle to get started for people seems to be that people don't know how to press the record button. Duh, there's a lot of fear out there. And so that's something that I talk a lot about when I coach and on my Facebook page. I have a Facebook group. It's getting over the fear of video. A lot of people are afraid of four major things. And I've kind of used acronyms for that, for fear. So fear of failure, fear of expense, fear of appearance, and fear of their loss of reputation. So those are kind of the four that I see over and over and over. So if you want me to go in on those, I'll be happy to kind of touch on those a little bit. But that's really, if you can get past the fear of you being in front of the camera, anything else can be learned. Anything else is a skill. And I can give some tips later in this podcast on, some easy tips, some fun things that you can do. I can demonstrate a little bit, but trying to get over that fear and past that initial, like, oh, I don't want to be on video, or, oh, I'm going to look silly, or, that fear is real for a lot of people. And so if you're ready, I'll be happy to talk a little bit more about each of those fears.
100%. Go for it.
Okay. So fear of failure. This is what I tell people. I have never seen anybody fail at video. Okay. Think about it. You can't fail. If you're on video, you're on video. What you can fail at is the marketing of the video, or, worrying about it so much and not post it. That would be failure. But you can't, once you're on video, you can't really fail. So instead of thinking about it as a fear of failure, you should look at the opportunity that you get when you go on video. So replace that fear of failure with opportunity. And the opportunity is there for you to connect with your potential customers. They're already out there. They're waiting for your expertise. They're waiting to know more about your brand. So if you can kind of turn it around to a positive, instead of thinking, oh, I'm going to just suck at video. Instead, think about, there's people waiting for me on the other side. And when I do this presentation, I talk about an experience I had with my family in Costa Rica. And I'm going to just go and tell you real quick. I have an incredible fear of heights. And my family and I were in Costa Rica, and they talked me into going on a zip line. And it was incredibly scary. There are 4 kids with me. My little 5-year-old got harnessed to one of the guides, and they went on all these lines. And I went, and initially I wasn't as scared as I thought I was going to be, because I was kind of in the crowns of the trees. I couldn't see the floor or the ground, and I couldn't see the sky. We got to the last line, and it's a valley, and it's over a kilometer long. And I'm afraid of heights, and here I go. Well, I didn't go. My kids went, my husband went, everybody went to the other side till I was left on the platform with 2 guides. And this is what I did. I asked them, and I said, how far is it to run back over there? And they told me it was 3 kilometers. And I was completely 100% ready to walk back, until one of them said to me, aren't you the mom? And I said, yeah. And I'm thinking this is a trick question. And of course it was. He said, are you the mom of those 4 kids? And I said, yes. And he said, they're waiting for you on the other side. And all the fears that I had to put them aside, because my kids had no idea that I was afraid of heights. I'd already done some of it. So I walked up to the edge of the platform. They went behind me. They hooked me up and they pushed me. And here I went. And it was an incredible experience. But the whole kind of, part of the story that I want you to remember is when you do video and you're so afraid and you're worried about all these things, don't worry about you on video. It's not about you. It's about people on the other side. Who's going to watch it? Who needs to know your knowledge that you have about your business right now? Who needs your product? Who needs your service? Who needs that? And who can benefit from that? And if you think about that, then those worries about video will fall away. So that's fear.
Wow, that's a beautiful story that you shared as well. And I think you're so right in just saying that, I think everybody gets worried about themselves, right? And to switch that around and be like, actually, you're doing this as a service to those who really need your knowledge and your expertise and your skills. So if you switch that perspective, then boom, you can do it.
Yes, exactly. So the second fear is fear of appearance. No, fear of expense. Fear of expense. Everybody's going to say, it's so expensive, I don't know what to do, and then I go, well, all you need is this. You need your smartphone. You already have it. That's a free tool that you have. Second thing you need, headset. Usually you have that. That comes also. It would be great if you can, find some low budget things. Like I have this little tripod, $10, Amazon, easy. And if you have those three things, you can create video. So there's low budget options. Yes, if you have the money and a huge budget to go hire a videographer, great. But if you don't, turn that fear of expense into low budget options, things that you already have, tools that you have that you can use right now. And that you can create and shoot video with. And if you don't have this, I wonder if some of you have a selfie stick. And a lot of people use a selfie stick for pictures, but it's great for shooting video because it stabilizes your camera, especially if you want to hold it up high. So those are low budget options. So replace that fear of expense with low budget options.
I just wanted to share my opinion as well, is that, yes, I've got like the iPhone 6s Plus, not even the newest one. But I also recorded a video series using my laptop, the iSight camera on my laptop. I just plonked it down in front of me. I wanted to do like a 10-day homepage challenge for people. And like, I didn't have a tripod. I didn't know what to do. And I was just like, wow, my laptop's right in front of me. I've got a camera on my laptop, right? I just used that as well. And you know what? The picture quality wasn't the best, but my audience didn't mind. They wanted the content. They didn't care so much that it was a little bit grainy.
Exactly. So that gets us to the third fear, which is fear of appearance. People are going to worry about their hair, about their outfit, their background, everything else. What you have to remember, again, that you want people to love your brand. Now, if you're your brand, of course, they got to love you too. But you change that around, make it a positive. Oh, I'm worried about what I look like. No, make them love your brand. Make them fall in love with your brand. So it doesn't matter whether you present with pretty orange glasses on and your hair done and your makeup on, or if you just came back from running and while you were out running had an incredible thought and you grab your camera and go tell the world your incredible thought. That is authentic, that is real, and then that fear of appearance just dispelled, it's gone. Once you realize that people just really need to see you, the real you. So turn that into a positive, your appearance. Don't worry about those little things. Again, you're the one who might see your little zip somewhere or your little hair, your hair is not flipped the right way. Your audience is not going to care. They're going to listen to you. They want your message. They do not necessarily care what you look like and where you are and what the background looks like. So turn that around. Do you agree with me?
I totally agree with you. And I think since the advent of Facebook Live also, it's even more pertinent because people are doing Facebook Lives on the spot from wherever, right? And it might be in the morning. It might be like in the garage because they've just got something they want to say, right? And so people you know what, people love behind the scenes as well, right? People love the authenticity and the realness of you on video, and when you also do Facebook Lives, right? Yeah, I feel people are hungry for that. They don't want this, like, you know, when you go to someone's website, all you see probably are like the professional photos of them, right? And then you meet them and they're like, oh, they didn't, you know, they don't even look like that sometimes, right?
All the time, all the time. I see that's pet peeve on LinkedIn. You know, when I go to speak or when I go to a conference to attend, and I look at these people again and I go, was that person? Me, you can pretty much tell. I walk around with orange glasses and people know who I am. But yeah, that's, you know, just embrace who you are, where you are at that moment. And again, it's about the content and the context of where you are and what you're saying. And if you have a brilliant thought and you feel like you need to share it, because that authenticity comes through in your voice and in what you have to share. So the last fear that I hear a lot is fear of loss of reputation. People tell me their biggest fear is that their family and their friends are going to think they're silly for going live or having these videos. And again, turn it positive into you become an influencer. When you go live and when you show your recorded videos on your Facebook page or your, you know, personal profile on your YouTube channel, you don't lose that reputation, you gain influence. And gaining influence is awesome because people are going to do what you say, you know, eat, you know, buy what you eat, all those things that you're going to tell them to jump and they say how high. When you have that kind of influence, that's awesome because now you can influence them to buy your product or, you know, share something that you wanted to share. So those are all positive things. So don't worry about your reputation, what your friends and family are going to think. Just go ahead and do it, but make sure it's the best you. And so that fear should be dispelled after that as well. I mean, being an influencer is pretty darn cool. And when you can just grab that and run with it, you got it.
Yeah, amazing. Thanks for sharing that. That's really like, it's kind of like mindset, just getting over yourself to just start doing video. It's just like, come on, you can do it. I just wanted to say, Jenny is watching us live. Jenny DeLacy, hi. And she agrees with us about focusing on your audience and not on yourself. And she says, hurrah for being for video being such a low budget marketing. She loves it. And she also says, we look how we look, so get over it.
Yes. I love that. I love that. I mean, I would like to look 20 years younger, but it's not going to happen. So this is what you get and this is what you have. And, you know, people, all different looks, all different walks of life, all different ages are successful on video. You have to repeat it, do it over and over and over, be consistent and be you, be authentic, be transparent, and success will come and you will build a following. So those are kind of, you know, when that first question that you ask, you know, how to get started is get over that fear. And then it's a question of pushing the button and then posting it. So how do you get there? It's just a matter of going. So here is my number one tip for people who are still hesitant. Go and practice these videos without an audience present. So that means at home, you're going to go into your office, or, you know, if you have a home office or at work, or, you know, if you have a co-working space or the bathroom, I don't care. Go somewhere, lock the door, and then go and record yourself and watch it and delete it. And record yourself, watch it, delete it. Record yourself, watch it, delete it. I tell my clients to do it 30 times. Here's what's going to happen. 3 things will happen. Okay, 3. The first thing that's going to happen is you're going to really know how this thing works. Right? You're going to know the angle. You're going to know how to hold it. You're going to know how to start it. You'll figure out the kinks 30 times. Watch it, you know, record it, watch it, delete it. The second thing is going to happen. You're going to get over yourself. Totally over yourself. You watch yourself 30 times. You're going to be like, whatever, I'm over it. I'm fine. The third thing that happens when you watch that is that you're going to realize the most important thing is that video done is better than video perfect. So done is better than perfect. Just go ahead and do it and go ahead and post it. If you have to retake it 20 times, forget it. You know, just be you, be authentic. And eventually these are going to be done in 1 or 2 takes. And when I tell people to start out on video, we're not talking editing. Okay. You're just going to re-record that video. You have a little script or a little thought in your head. This is what you want to do. Be you, be authentic, and then just re-record it and delete it until you got it perfect. I'm not even telling my clients how to edit or any of that, because that scares them, and then they're not going to even do anything, right? So when you want to get started, just record, watch, delete, or record, watch, and post without an audience present. If you want to practice going live without an audience, did you know that you can turn that little thing next to your name? It says, for everybody, everyone can see it, or my friends. If you scroll down, you can go live to only yourself. This is a trick that I tell people. You get to go live. There's a countdown. You get to figure out your description, watch yourself talk, which is a really hard thing to do when there's nobody there and nobody's giving you feedback and you're by yourself. Go and talk for 5 minutes. And that's a great way for you to figure it out. And then nobody can see it. You can delete it or you can keep it there. But if it's set to only you, nobody can see it. So that's a really good tip for practicing and just watching yourself.
And you know what? I actually did that in the beginning. I actually went, share only myself, only me. It has a little lock icon, only me. And then I did my first lives like that because I wanted to see how did it work. I didn't know once I pressed the button what was going to happen. And, and so that scared me. So I was like, okay, I'll just post to myself and that's it. And then I went back and watched it. And I realized that I say the word right a lot. And so, and I only realized that when I started watching myself, because when I'm in the flow, it's just part of my nuances of language, right?
Sure. Right. Yeah. I just came back from Canada. Guess what word I said all the time? I've been back 3 days and I go, that's nice weather, eh? I'm like, oh, I got to stop doing that. You just pick things up from watching other people. It's amazing. I had one episode that I had gone live and I was wearing a pair of my older glasses. And they had been tight for a while and I just knew I needed a new pair of glasses, but I wasn't aware. I watched back my live and this actually went out to everybody. I think I adjusted my glasses I think probably every 30 seconds. And I was like, oh, so the next time I sat on my hands. I did a live and I sat on my hands the whole time. So, practice makes perfect eventually, but even, people like us who are more used to being on video aren't perfect.
No way. And you know what? I just take it lightheartedly. I'm like, oh, cool. Look at you. And I have a laugh at myself. And I'm like, oh, you know what? Other people may enjoy that and laugh at it as well. I don't consider it as like a doom and oh my God, but maybe it's because I'm a little bit more extroverted in character anyway. So talking about introverted characters and extroverted characters, you mentioned something, you tell your clients to script a little bit. So maybe like a little bit of preparation. So you're telling people to do one takes, right? So your advice to your clients to do one takes because editing is like a whole nother sphere out there. So how can people prepare a little bit to do their one takes?
Okay, so it's important to know what you want to say, especially when you get started. So kind of have a little formula. And, it could be a couple of different things. It could be trying to do your introduction video. That's usually what I start people with. Just tell people your elevator pitch. Just see how that goes. And it would be something like this. Hi, my name is Dorien Morin-Van Dam. I'm a social media consultant. I live in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. If you need help with social media, please give me a call. My phone number is 617-763-1655. I'm looking forward to speaking with you. Bye. And when you practice that over and over, eventually you'll get good at that. Now, I also love how-to videos. Everybody's an expert in something. So when I work with somebody, I go, well, what are you an expert in? Are you an expert in real estate, an expert in, home security, or, you are a chef in a restaurant, something that you have an expert. Can you give me a tip about something, how to do this or how to, and then I tell people just write down, maybe if you do 3, always do either 1 or 3 or 5, uneven number tips, and write them down on bullets and stick them kind of, behind your screen up there, or a sticky note on your screen. And then do the same thing. You can say, do you need help because you don't know what to cook tonight? I have 3 different ways to cook sweet potatoes, and then you go over your list. And then at the end, you make sure you say your name. And, those are kind of just some different things to get started with. Again, it depends on what your purpose is that you want to be on video. You could also start, another great way to start is do an interview, just like you and I are doing, because then you're not alone. And if you're kind of worried about what you're going to say, you know, kind of when you dwindle down and you don't know what to say and there's a little pause, then the other person can ask you a question. So then it's not as scary. So that's another really good trick. You know, get somebody to interview you or you interview somebody to get started. And then that script just kind of flows.
Oh, 100% agree. I love doing interviews for just the reason you said. It's like the conversation flows so easily when you do an interview. And I agree. I would say that's a great way to get started and to get used to being on video is to have somebody accompany on video.
Yes. And it's kind of fun to go back and forth and, you know, you kind of draw things out of people and, you know, things that you might have forgotten or, you know, they remind you of something or they dig a little bit deeper than you would have gone. And yeah, it's kind of nice. And then when you run out of things to say, the other person can kind of step in and rescue you. So that's really, that works really well.
I know because we had in our pre-chat, you said that you have a Facebook group where you're encouraging people to post their first videos. So just tell us a little bit about your Facebook group, and I'm going to pop the links into the comments.
Yes. So it's a group I just kind of started a couple weeks ago. I have quite a few new people coming to me wanting help with video. And I've been kind of speaking about it. I'm writing a book about No Fear Video. And I thought, well, I really need a community because, you know, writing about it is a little, you know, writing a book about doing video, that's a little abstract, you know? So I figured if I get a Facebook group together and, you know, give some of these tips that I'm giving you and when I speak and when I consult with people and when I coach them, this is something that any business owner can use. So I invited some friends, they invited some friends. So it's still a small gathering. And I have to say, so far, one person has uploaded a video that they were in. It was an interview style like you and I are doing. But hopefully, eventually, people will get past their fear and they'll start asking questions. And, you know, in the meantime, I'm giving tips. I'm going live in a group, just kind of like you are doing. And I think it will be building up to a great community. And my hope is that in the next 2 or 3 months, this first group of people that is in the group now and they're new will kind of graduate to doing some of their own videos, which then that they can help the next wave that comes in and just kind of, you know, show and tell. And this is how I did it. And this is how I overcame my fear. And because as a social media consultant, I work with a lot of local businesses and local business owners and do their social media. And the biggest obstacle that I've found to do in video is that they would go, hey, Dorien, can you just do my video? And I would be like, no, you're the business owner. You need to be in it. And they're like, well, I don't really want to be in it. I'm like, well, I'm going to help you. And so I would go to their place of business. We would script it. We would say, this is what we're going to do. You know, I would give them a chance to, you know, do a couple of different takes. And sometimes I would do interview style because they were more comfortable being on the camera with me than alone. So I would be, hey, I'm with so-and-so of this and this company. They have an awesome new product. You want to tell us about it? And I've just kind of interviewed the business owner. And I realized that when I do that, it made them feel at ease and it worked. So a lot of these techniques that I'm using, I've already used on a lot of my clients. And that's kind of how that came about. So I just want to share that with other business owners, because once you get and feel the power of video, and see what it does. You know, the organic reach is awesome. You know, if you go live, you have an awesome reach on Facebook, you know, and this is just talking on Facebook. But then YouTube is big. You know, when you see the difference of posting a link or an image and then posting video, it's huge. It's really huge. And once a business owners see that, they're convinced, okay, I need to do more video. So that's kind of how that got started.
So do you agree that 2017 is really the year of video?
Yeah, well, I would go deeper and call it the year of the live video. I think last year already kind of was the year of the video, but I really think this is a year of the live, because now Snapchat is live and Facebook is live, YouTube you can go live, you know, Instagram, it's like everywhere. And so it's honestly, you can call it the year of the broadcaster. You know, it's anybody that has a device like this now has become a broadcaster, can broadcast the news, can show off what's going on, and tell the news to the world. You know, somebody who's in a car putting on a Chewbacca mask has, 160 million views or something, and, becomes Insta famous. It's amazing. So yeah, I think it's the year of Facebook Live, or of live video. I really think you can call it that.
I love what you said, broadcasting, because that's actually what it is, what we're doing with live videos, right? So the year of broadcaster and the broadcaster. I love it. I'm going to start saying that now. Thank you for that.
Sure.
So I just wanted to ask you, so, I've gone in, I've overcome my fear. I've got a little bit of a script. I kind of know what I want to be talking about, the purpose of my video. I've recorded it. Now what do I do with it? So what's the next step that you suggest?
Okay, well, I have a little PowerPoint presentation with 10 tips to get started. If you want me to, let me see if I can pull it up and share my screen.
Yeah, you want to share your screen with everyone? Fantastic.
Okay, let me see if I can find it in, let me see where I can go. Okay, share screen. And then where's my PowerPoint? Can you see my PowerPoint?
No, you're sharing your Chrome browser or Safari browser. So you might have to exit share screen and click on the PowerPoint presentation, because in Zoom you need to click on the
okay,
the application.
But okay, there it is. I was going to say it didn't show up, but there it is. I see it. Okay, can you see it now?
Yes,
all right. So here are my top 10 video marketing tips to get you started. So my motto is start where you are, use what you have, and do what you can. I mean, that's really how you get started. Once you have some under your belt, you can start editing, do an intro and an outro. You can do, a lot more things, work with a videographer, do a video course. There's all kinds of things you can do. But, my goal is always to get people started. So how do we get started? So use the tools you already have: smartphone, selfie stick, headphones, and apps. Can you guys still see me, or can you only see the screen?
No, you can see you in a little bit of a corner of the screen.
All right. So what I want to show you, and this is something that I tell people all the time, when you do a recorded video and you don't want to edit, the problem is that when you have your smartphone set up like this, you kind of have to bend over to get it started, right? Have you seen people do that? Yeah. Well, did you know that your remote becomes your headphone becomes your remote? Have you ever used that, Nora? Did you know that?
I personally haven't used it. I do vaguely remember that it's possible, but great.
Okay, so I'm going to just kind of show you when you put your phone on, okay, and it's now on video, okay, so it's ready to record. This little volume button right here that you have on your headphone, if you press it, it starts your video.
So is that the minus or plus, or which?
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Both of them. So you can start and stop your video using this little button. So that means you can stick your camera pretty far away, because this is a pretty long cord. So you can sit back and you can record yourself and use this as your remote. So
wow,
it's a little trick, but it helps you not have to edit, because you don't want to like lean in and turn it on and then lean back. So you can kind of sit back and hold them off screen, of course, that little volume button, and you can start.
That is a great tip. Thank you for sharing that. And also just make sure you're talking about the native iPhone headphones, right?
Yeah, but any headphones that have the volume button should work. So if you have a different one, because this is the one from my iPhone 7, but I have some cheaper versions that I've bought, and they work as well.
Okay, so cool. Good to know.
Yes. So that's just a little trick that I tell people, and it might make a big difference to somebody that says, well, I don't want to edit, I don't want to do this. Well, there's your remote right there. Use that. I have an iPhone. Again, if I do edit anything, I use iMovie. It's very simple, right on my phone. I don't even import it to my MacBook. I just do it right on my phone. I've learned to edit it in there. It's easy. Selfie stick is great, to do video as well. I usually lean it on the back of a chair, just for stability. So you don't shake it as you talk, just kind of lean it on there, but get a good angle of yourself. So those kind of are the, are the tools you already have. So that I would say try some of those. So the second one is, we talked about a little bit about different videos, an interview style or an how-to video. And I tell people all the time, pick something that you're going to do and make at least 5 videos. Don't do one how-to video and then an interview and then an introductory video. No, pick something and master it, because then you get more confidence. So do, for example, I tell people all the time, do 5 how-to videos. So pick 5 tips, 5 ways to prepare your home for spring cleaning. And then this is how you would do it. You say, hey, this is Dorien Morin. I'm going to give you 5 tips on how to prepare your home for spring cleaning. Today is tip 1. This is the tip. Make sure you watch next week where I'm going to give tip 2. This was Dorien. I'm looking forward to hearing what your tips are. And that's 1. And then the next time you go, hey, this is tip 2. So you can record that series in one day and master it before moving to, say, interview style. Now, if you like to do interview, pick 5 people you're going to interview. Do 5 people, master that, and then move on.
Oh, that's so great, because I think people get overcomplicated so quickly and like, I'm going to do all of these things. Be like, no, I love that. Keep it simple. Pick 5 things in one topic. 5, is that what you said? 5 things, 5 videos in one topic.
Yeah. Yeah. And well, or one style of video. So 5 interviews or 5 how-to videos or 5 tutorials, but do those and master them and then move on to the next style of video.
Oh, great.
All right. So the next one.
I just say Kira Fahy commented that it was a great tip that you shared for the headphones start and stop.
Oh, good. Yes. When I ever found that out last year, I was like, awesome. That was a good one. So this one is really important, especially when you're doing this by yourself. If you had a videographer in the room, the videographer would tell you, make sure you smile, your hair is right. But when you're by yourself, it's a little intimidating. You're looking at the screen. What am I going to do? So this is what I say. If you've ever been a phone operator, they tell you to smile because your voice goes up. So before I start the start button on every video, I get myself ready and I have a smile on my face and I go, hi, my name is Dorien Morin. It sounds very different than if you do, hi, my name is Dorien Morin. It's just different. So before you hit the start button, smile. And it's a little bit weird if you do it before you start, but it makes a big difference in how you sound and how enthusiastic you are. And with that, for me, goes, I drink a lot of caffeine. So I don't know if that helps anybody else, but that's my personal tip. Drink caffeine before you go on. I do that before I go on stage or on video. That helps too. But smile, because it elevates your sound.
Oh, that's also a great tip, actually, and something I'm actually going to start practicing, because something I don't do because I get nervous and I'm like, oh, in my head, and I forget, right? You forget to smile. Yeah,
but it really changes the tone of your voice. And when you're happy and elevated, that gets other people excited. Practice makes perfect. This is kind of the thing that I talked about: record, replay, delete, over and over and over. One of the things that I want to make people aware of is when you watch yourself back on video, 30 times, think about where your hands go. Now, you and I are both pretty close to the screen right now, but if I were to move back further, you could see my hands flailing. If you are recording videos that are going to go global, you have to be aware is that, culturally, people do different things with their hands and there's different gestures. Just be aware. And I tell this story. I'll take 2 minutes to tell the story. It's kind of funny. I had a friend who was an au pair. I was an au pair a long time ago, and she was from the Netherlands. I'm Dutch as well. And she was living with a family. And after 11 and a half months, she was set to go back to her country. And the people wanted to give her a surprise party, her host parents, but they decided they couldn't give her a surprise party. And this is why. They sat her down and said, look, we wanted to give you a party, but we feel that every time we've cooked for you over the last year, you haven't really liked our food. And we really, really, really want this party to have the best food. What was the food that you liked the best? Because we know you don't like our cooking. And she's looking at him and going, what? She goes, well, every time for 11 and a half months, we've asked you what the food was like. You told us it was so-so. And she goes, what? And they go, yeah. She goes, no, I told you it was delicious. And they're looking at each other. This is what happened. When they asked her, how do you like your food? She would go, which is a Dutch gesture for it tastes good. They thought she did this. See how that gesture could be interpreted almost the same? Every time they asked her, how was the food? She'd go, and they thought she said, So they cooked a different meal every week, thinking that she didn't like the food. And that hand gesture was completely misinterpreted. And when she told me the story, of course, you know, we'd had a glass of wine or two and, you know, we laughed about it. But it's just amazing what can happen when you're not really thinking. And so in the same token, also look at what's behind you. You know, you can really kind of stage what's behind you. And if you have things in the background, you know, you could have religious items in the background or not. Just think about your audience and who you're trying to reach and what you want them to see. Especially if it's a place that you sit all the time, you can use it for positive. Just make sure it is not a negative view of you and who you are. And right now, as I say that, I've kind of hiding a mattress behind me in my office. I'm doing what I have to do, which means I'm sharing my office with my son who's home from college. So I kind of cleaned up a little bit, but that's what I'm dealing with. But if you do a show all the time, that's you just be aware where the hands go and all of that. So that's fourth tip. And then here, I think I love improv. If you've ever done any kind of acting, you're going to be great on video. Plan your topic, write a script, create bullets, any of those, but leave room for spontaneity. My best video, or one of my best videos, my funniest one that I got the most comments on was a recorded video. It was recorded. I thought it was great. I kind of looked at it and then I was like, it's fine. And I uploaded it and people started leaving comments. Well, turns out one of my 3 dogs had come in behind me, which I didn't realize, and had a cameo behind me and was just laying in the sun and licking herself. And people just were commenting how cute my dog was. They had no idea what I was saying. It was hilarious. So that was kind of funny. If I had seen it, I probably would have deleted the video, but because she was in it and I already posted it, I ran with it, improvised, and that's okay.
But this goes back to saying that people love a little bit behind the scenes. They don't always want to have a polished you, right? People like to have a little bit of an inside look at your life and how you're living it. And so something like that, totally, I'd be like, oh, look, her dog's on there. That's so cute. Or look what he's doing. You know, it's like, it makes me feel more connected to you as a person, as an individual, instead of like a brand.
That's right. That's right. So that little bit of spontaneity and a little bit of, and that's okay also in your words, you know, not just in what you do and what you look like and what you're going to say, but the words are important too. So the next one is record a series. And I kind of touched on that a little bit, you know, get good at one thing, but here is the reason why, if you do it all in one day, is for me, who works from home, keeping it real, most of the time I'm in my pajamas or workout clothes that don't have the makeup on. I'm behind my computer, I'm typing away. So when I go on video, I have to take a shower, do my hair, put makeup on, and I got to get ready, even though I don't really dress up a lot. So recording those videos in a series all in one day is going to save you on time. The same with the staging. If you have to clean up your office to do a video, make 5 videos, make 3 videos. Because now you've done all that work. So do that. I have that closet behind me. I have got, now of course my son's stuff is in front of it, but I have a bunch of outfits. Most of them are orange and navy. Those are my colors. And they hang in there. And what you can't see right next to my computer here, I've got a whole dish with earrings. And what I do is I just change the tops and the earrings. And then I go to the next video. Change the top and the earrings and go to the next video. I'll just record them all in a row. But you guys don't know if they're not live, because I'll just record a bunch of them, and it saves time. So several videos in a series in one day. So that's a time-saving tip.
No, great. I love it. I also say that, you know, I'm a photographer as well. And I tell that on a photo shoot, I'm like, bring a change of clothes, you know, maybe the makeup's the same, but bring a change of jewelry, you know, and then you've got like photos that you can use in different situations, which don't look like it's all in the same day.
Yeah. And even flip my hair sometimes, I put my hair up. Yeah. I mean, it looks like different days. So that's a good tip. Find a partner. We talked about this. Interview someone so you're not alone. Strengthen numbers, share the spotlight. You know, that's a simple tip. We kind of touched on that already. I love this one. Share stories, teach something, support a cause. Above all, be yourself on camera. Be authentic and people will connect. If you're trying to be something or somebody you're not, people see right through you. So start with and this is a perfect example. I don't know if, like me, you're connected to tons of people on Facebook, and those of you watching, how many requests do you get for, you know, here's my friend, they need money for a GoFundMe account, or here's, you know, my little child is doing, you know, a fun run, or, you know, all these things. And you want to give everybody money, but you can't really give everybody money, right? Yeah. I tell them, when people come to me and say, my cause is so awesome, I really need people to donate, but I can't get people to support me. What do I do? And what do? I tell them, make a video. Tell people why you're involved with the charity, why it's personal to you, how the money that they're going to give can help, and then say thank you. And when you do that, and when you attach your own personal video to that fundraiser you're doing, whether it's for somebody else or a cause that you love, it changes everything. And that just happened to a friend of mine. Her son was doing a polo plunge and early January, and you know, she was just asking people to support. And then she finally said on Facebook, why are nobody giving money? This is a good cause. So I private messaged her and I said, look, if your son, you're on Facebook, but your son is doing it, there's a disconnect. So have your son do a video, you record it, why he's doing this polar plunge and where the money is going to go to. And when he's doing it, people are going to give money. And she raised $1,000, 2 weeks. Yeah, that's amazing. The personal connection. Use that video, share your personal stories. That really makes a difference. That's video can be used for that very, very well. We'll go to 9. Use props.
I love it.
It could be your dog, your kitty cat. You know, there's a lot of famous speakers, especially in the social media industry. You know, Ted Rubin is known for his socks. You know, people are known for a hat or a wig or a special tie, or Jay Bear wears funky suits. You know, these are all people in the social media area, but you probably know somebody that's known for something they wear or the way their hair is, purple hair, blue hair. I'm known for my orange glasses, just in case you hadn't noticed it. And I love the color orange. This is the time for me to tell you why. Do you know, Nora, why I wear orange glasses?
Well, I presume it's to do with your, you know, from Netherlands.
Yes. See, a lot of people don't get that connection. I was born and raised in the Netherlands, and the national color of the Netherlands is orange. It's not in our flag unless it's the king's birthday. But the king is one of his last names of the House of Orange. He's descendant of William of Orange, who came from England to the Netherlands, and so his last name is of Orange, of the House of Orange. So the Dutch, if you watch skating or the Olympics or any national, international competition, if there's Dutch people there, they wear orange. And so when I started my business, I wanted to brand my business for me, authentic. And so this was my first pair that you see on screen, my first pair of orange glasses that I wore as a prop for fun 6 years ago. And people would come to me in Myrtle Beach, where I live, and go, you're the lady with the orange glasses. They didn't say, you're the social media lady. They'd say, you're the lady with the orange glasses on Facebook. And that's when I realized I needed to get a real pair of orange glasses. And this is, I think, my 9th pair, but it totally works. It totally works. So if you start a video and you don't have a prop, I have a friend who does this every video when she starts. She goes, hi, you know, she's got a little hi. There's people who go, hey, it's me. It could be a wave. It could be a sign you hold up. It could be, you know, anything, but have a little routine in your videos that will have people recognize who you are, what you're going to say, kind of thing. And that really helps.
Oh, you've got me thinking. I'm like, I don't have a prop. Cool. All right. What am I going to do? I want a prop too. It sounds like so much fun.
It is fun. You have to think of, you know, it could be something you sit on your desk. You know, it could be, you know, it could be a piece of candy that you pop in your mouth every time. You could have a roll of candy and just say, hey, I'm getting my peppermint. I'm getting ready to do my video. Could be a cup of coffee, could be a funny mug. I mean, it doesn't have to be on you, but if it's part of every video, could be a special pillow. Jen, who you had on last week.
Last week, yeah.
Almost every video I've seen her do, she's got her logo behind her, Jen's Trends.
Yeah.
And I noticed that. That's her prop. She's in the same room with that behind her. So it could be anything, but that will help you get that recognition when you start doing video often, is a little prop of something.
Yeah, great tip. Love that one. My favorite one so far.
Okay. All right. So this is the last one, and I actually have a bonus one, but start with recorded videos first, then move on to live broadcasting once you're comfortable. So that's what I tell my clients, my coaching clients, the people in my Facebook group. I know live is awesome, and maybe you'll get there in the month, maybe you get there in 2 months, maybe get there next year, but start with recorded videos. You're going to get, I think a lot more out of it if you do that first. Throwing somebody in a live broadcast is pretty scary and intimidating. They've got to be extremely extroverted to get it, or have done improv or acting. But otherwise, just do a recorded video and make them feel comfortable. The first couple of times I was on a podcast, my first question was, are you going to be able to edit all the ums out I'm going to say? And they're like, sure. So then I got relaxed and then I felt better. So do that first, recorded videos, then move on to the live broadcasting. And so then the last bonus tip came from my husband, who has been watching me do videos for years and years. And he watched, these 10 tips are part of a larger presentation. And I showed it to him and he said, you forgot one. And I go, which one? And this is the one. He goes, avoid perfectionism at all costs because it will stop you in tracks. And he had not made a video when he told me this. So I added this. This was courtesy of him, because video doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be done. And once you figure that out, just go and do it. Just hit record. And you can delete it. That's the cool part about having this on your smartphone. You can just delete it, but just get started. So those are kind of my tips.
Thank you. Those were some great tips in there. And then Kira also just commented she loved that one too, where you said use props.
Yes, props are great. Whatever it can be. I mean, I bought some plants to put behind me when my office is cleaned up. I've got 2, and you can see it a little bit. And, I kind of have the closet behind me. I kind of have my room set up too, but I'll go live outside or, other places as well. But my prop's always with me. So that for me, that works. Yeah.
Yeah. So no, fun. So I'm already thinking, what am I going to use a prop? And Kira, I know you're live with us here. Tell us, what are you thinking about your prop? I'd love to hear. Love to hear that from you, Kira. So if you have just joined us, I'm talking with Dorien Morin, and we're talking video 101, some great tips and strategies to just get started doing video. Dorien has shared her Facebook group with us, and it's in the comments and in the description. So take a look at that and go and join that and get some support if you're just starting out with video. If you're watching the replay or watching this video later, come and hop into the Creative Marketing 101 Facebook group. It's free, and we host weekly Facebook Lives with guest experts in the marketing industry like Dorien here. So to end and wrap it up, I wanted to ask you, because you go to all these big conferences in the US, like Social Media Marketing World, which happened, I think, was it in March?
Yes, it was in March.
What are some of the trends that you're seeing with video? What are some of the interesting and innovative ways people are using video?
Well, a lot of live. It was all about live video. People were going live from the conference. I attended Social Media Marketing World in March, and then I just came back on Sunday from Social Media Camp in Victoria, Canada. So I've had two conferences back to back, both, on social media. And live video and live streaming is really it. I met an awesome lady at Social Media Camp who had somebody make a device to hold 7 phones, and she was going live on 7 platforms at the same time. So I think Facebook profile, Facebook page, Instagram Live, YouTube Live, I don't know where else, she was streaming everywhere, 7. and she showed a picture of it, and she had like all these phones and maybe an iPad at the top. It was unbelievable. And and it's mobile. So she carries it around in her kitchen, and she's awesome. Her name is Miss Candy Blog. I don't know if you follow her on YouTube, but she had that made because she wanted to live stream on 7. It's that kind of innovative stuff that people are doing. They are, going live. They are just crazy, crazy stuff. But I wanted to close this out with not just talking about live streaming, but how you can use video for networking. Going to these conferences, my main reason for going is, well, the secondary reason of going is to learning things. But what I'm really going for is to connect with people and to network. Well, you go there, you meet people, you have lunch, you have dinner, you have a one-on-one with them. Maybe you do a little video while you're there, but then you go. And they're in the UK, and they're in the Netherlands, and they're in Australia, and they're in California and Canada. They're all over the place. How do you stay connected to these people that can help you move forward in your business? Well, I tell people, and this is what I just told people in my group yesterday, is here is a great way to get one, get used to video, and 2, work on your communication and on your networking, which is create little videos and send them to the people. Instead of sending a LinkedIn message to somebody saying, hey, it was great to meet you at Social Media Camp, I'm making a 15 to 20-second video and saying, hey, it was so awesome to connect with you. I want to make sure we're staying in contact. Do you want to Skype with me next week? This day works great for me. And here's the trick. Don't watch those. Just send them. Don't watch them back. Just go, hey, Johnny, it was awesome meeting you at Social Media Camp last week. I had a great time with you. I want to make sure we stay connected. So you want to give me your email address. I'll talk to you soon. And post it to Facebook message, or text it to them, or post it to LinkedIn. But get posted, and then once it's posted, delete it off your phone. You don't want to go back and watch that, but by doing that, it's you, it's authentic, it's different. I can tell you, there's about 10 people that have sent me a personal video in the last 2 years. I know who they are, why they did it, what their name is. I know everything about them, and I'm closely connected to them because they took the time to make a video instead of on my, for example, for my birthday, right on my wall, happy birthday, Doreen, with the other 250 people who did that. But if they made a video and send it to me, huge difference. It will elevate your networking game if you start using video for networking. So I wanted to leave that tip. It's a great way to practice video. Again, just don't watch it. Don't just record it and send it, unless you think maybe you botched their name. But other than that, it's just an authentic greeting, and send it to them, and magic will happen. I promise you.
Oh, I think that's you've had so many great little juicy tips in this live session. Thank you so much, Doreen. And also here, Julia says, thanks, ladies. It's been great. And Kira says, thanks so much. This has been super helpful. So there you go. Thank you so much. And that video, last little networking video tip, 100%. And guess what you're going to get from me? You're going to get a video thank you from me.
I love it. Awesome. It really makes a difference. Here's an example, and I just want to leave you with that. You have a friend who was sick. I had a friend who was sick. She was going through chemotherapy, and I know it's a private thing. She put it on Facebook, of course, which she can and she does. I love her to death, but I know she's having a hard time, even though she only put positive things on Facebook. And so the day that she was having chemo, she posted something. I knew she was having a hard time, so I created a video for her and said, look, I'm going to pray with you. I'm not going to pray for you. I'm not going to post on video that I'm praying for you, which is what everybody else does. I'm just going to do it with you right now, right here. And I sent her that video, and it made a difference to her. But think about the little things that you could do that's just different from somebody else, but that are genuine. And you can use it for that. Video is 100 times better than a picture or just a word, because people know you took the time.
Yeah, it takes time, right? You're giving, our most valuable thing is our time these days, right? So taking the time to show your appreciation for the other person for their time. Yeah. Wow. Wow. Thank you, Dorien. It's been amazing. It's been juicy. It's been helpful. It's got my kind of mind spinning. I'm sure anybody who's watching this, your mind's also spinning. How can you implement all these tips and strategies? Anybody who's watching this, if you have any questions, if you have any comments, pop them into the comment section or in YouTube or here on Facebook. Me and Dorien will get to you and answer you. We're here to help you on your video journey, and we want you to get started. So press that button, start recording. Dorien has her Facebook group you can be a part of, No Fear Video it's called. So find that, join that, find her support in it. If you want other marketing support, come to the Creative Marketing 101 with the Photo Forest, our free Facebook group where we do weekly live sessions on topics that you want to learn about, and you wanted to learn about video, which is why I've got Dorien here sharing her expert knowledge with us. So Dorien, thank you so much for being on here. I appreciate it. I'm going to send you a video thank you because you've just inspired me to do that. And
awesome.
Well, I've just requested to join into your own Facebook group as well. So I'll see you in there.
All right. Thank you for having me, Nora. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, and thank you for sharing. Bye, everybody. See you soon on the next live. Much love to everybody. Bye.